Okay, so Sam, by now everybody's heard of the tragic death of Diego Maradona at the age of 60, a very young age. And then a lot of things has come out about him. Of course, he's a very lovable kind of person. So everybody kind of wished him well and everything. And then there's this thing that's been going around where Maradona has said at least twice that he is the best friend or the biggest supporter of Palestinians. So that's like everywhere. People have perhaps seen the quote. It just says, "In my heart, I am Palestinian." So he said that at least twice. But then I came across a funny Israeli article that says it's by Times of Israel. It says that friend of Israel, friend of Palestine, Israeli Arab lawmakers mourn Maradona. So it's like, oh, interesting. So I mean, of course, I can see Maradona being the kind of person who wouldn't say anything hateful about Israeli people and Israeli and Israeli citizens. I could see that. Okay, let's just leave it at there. I can see you're moving your head,
Because
but
I,
let's
I
just
can definitely see him doing the opposite as well.
that too. But just for sake of argument, let's imagine the other one. But in the way that it's framed here, you think that he would have said something more generally about, Israeli causes or Jewish causes, some kind of quote. I looked in the article. There is nothing to show that he was a friend of Israel, except Netanyahu calling him a true friend of Israel. But that doesn't make him a friend of
Did
Israel.
he, did
In
he
the
call Netanyahu a friend of?
No, Netanyahu called him
All right,
a,
so
fr- a friend of
it was a
Israel.
it was a good chance for a publicity
No,
stunt. So
100%. And everybody, and this article is just praising Maradona. But the article is actually not bad itself because, except the headline, because then, well, it has one funny thing. He says he visited the Jewish state at least twice. I was like, oh, okay, he visited Israel. Then it says winning matches for the Argentina national team over Israel in 1986 and
it
1994. I wouldn't classify that as a visit, but sure, he did come
was
with
a
the
business
national.
trip, not for leisure.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he was famously he had pictures with Fidel Castro and
Oh yeah,
Chavez, and he was a big fan of
he
anything
has Chavez on
anti-American.
his shoulder. He has Chavez portrait, if I'm not mistaken, on his left
Wow,
shoulder. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right, I didn't
But
know.
then in the article itself, they showed that in fact, though, he is a big fan of the Palestinians. I mean, these are just quotes that he has. I'm the number one fan of the Palestinian people. I respect them and sympathize with them. What Israel is doing to the Palestinians is shameful. And then he has a picture of him next to Mahmoud Abbas. He says, "This man wants peace in Palestine. Mr. President Abbas, you have my full-fledged country."
Oh.
So multiple times he's come out in support of Palestine. I don't see really the Israeli part, but the Israeli tried to make it. They really want to also show that, especially Netanyahu. Netanyahu had another statement where he says, "My son Avner used to update us regularly on the results of his games." But anyway, I just found this article to be a bit funny, but nothing too bad.
Oh, it's
But
definitely funny when like
yeah,
there is no bar too low for them to,
no.
they would, yeah, dead man's reputation used for publicity. Why not?
Speaking of that, I was gonna ask your opinion on Maradona, but I think first we'll just touch on the English press as well,
All
which
right.
had a more interesting take, and then just you let me know. So people are probably familiar with the famous hand of God, and pretty much Maradona handballed the ball in the back of the net against England. It's besides the point, but after that he dribbled the whole English team and also scored one of the most remarkable goals ever.
The way that Maradona has been able to do. And he's hurting England again here. It's a brilliant run. It's one of the World Cup great goals. And there's no doubt about that one.
It's just so funny. So then the English press everywhere, this is especially the tabloids, right? So their covers were like, one of them says, where was VAR when we needed it the most? So I don't know if you're familiar with going back on the footage. So that's the first thing that came to their mind. The Daily Express wrote, "Rest in peace, the eternal flawed genius." I guess this one's not. He was a flawed genius, I
All right.
guess. Now I said
Yeah,
that, but
that's fair enough.
it's
That's
just
fair
the English press got battered because of their obsession. I mean, with the hand of God and all of, all of their tribute to him. I
You
don't find the
shouldn't be.
handball. Sorry.
No, it's just when you. No, it wasn't just the handball. He was on coke like half of his
But
career.
that's not unsportsman.
Well, doping is not on sports.
Coke is considered to be the opposite of doping.
All right. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, but I do think no, the British press are famously the most vicious
Yeah.
within the English-speaking world. They are very vicious. So I'm not surprised. I mean, their headlines after Princess Diana died. I mean, they're crazy. So yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
especially Daily Mail.
Yeah, these are all tabloid headlines, to be fair. But yeah, so anything else to add? Very unfortunate, sad passing, only at the age of 60. I can't believe.
He was a
I
friend
thought
of
he was
Iran as well. A couple of times there were talks of him becoming the manager of football team in Iran. So I guess I'm not a big football guy, but
Yeah.
it's sad anybody dies. I'm surprised he was still alive with the amount of drugs he did.
And food also, and like everything. I mean,
Yeah,
no, 100%. Very sad. But I think he was just beyond I feel like he was beyond charming or something. That really seems like where is all and charismatic, where all the love.
he was very popular. He was very, very popular.
Yeah. But
All
okay.
right.
Well, thank you for watching this video. If you like this short video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And we have more serious videos on our channel if you're interested, of course.
This
And
is
we'll see
not
you all
our
next time.
area of expertise.
Yeah. I mean, I really like football, but yeah, this was just a
Side
quick
note.
one. Yeah. All right.